And welcome back, this is Scuba with more Let's Play Phantasy Star. I'm joined as always by my dungeon delving squad of Elisa, Meow, Tylon, and Lutz, and we're going to be heading for a long dungeon today. So while I was in Caminite, which is still where we are, I purchased 5 more Ruagen, and I'm up to 10, I believe, total, and I hope that will be enough. I don't have too much room left in my inventory, just 2 slots available. It'll probably be filled with searchlights that I find along the way by killing enemies. But for the time being, we're going to take on some monster flies that Tylon can take on all by himself. We could officially call his gun the Bug Zapper at this point. That is how easily he takes him down. So we have a little bit of a journey ahead of us, but most of the journey that we're going to be taking is inside the dungeon. We will get on our flow mover. We headed east towards Shion, not all the way to Shion. You could go to Shion, but I don't know. I kind of like being on the flow mover better because we get music. And a single monster fly. Why would there be a single monster fly out in the ocean like this? They need to realize that I am much stronger than that these days. There's no way I have the flow mover and I can't take out a single monster fly. All right, so around the cave and north, where I can take on a lich. Once again, the enemies are particularly weak around here. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just the RNG playing in my favor, the random number generator, in case you don't know what that is. All right, here's where we need to go. Just east of Shion, very easily missed island. It kind of looks like a ziggurat or a step pyramid, something like that. But this is our stop. So let's get on the island and head in. Can you hear the hesitation? This is going to be a long dungeon. We get new music for it. First new music in a while, I would say. All right, so this is a long dungeon. I'm going to make it longer so I can get treasure chests. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. Let's open up the door here. You do want to head right either way. At that first intersection, the first fork in the road, you do want to take a right no matter what. And now we're going to start finding treasure chests. The first one is to the left here. Still a little weirded out that they make me use the same key so many times in the same dungeon, but that's how the game's played, I guess. Follow this path all the way around in pretty much a circle. Like one more square completes the circle, or at least the box. In here, we can find a treasure chest with 20 Mercedes inside. You get more in a fight that I haven't gotten into yet, but I'll take it. There we go. There's our first fight. 4 skeletons, which honestly is not that difficult at this point. Weren't 4 skeletons considered? Wasn't that the boss fight? Now Tylon can take him down in 3 turns all by himself. Yeah, not difficult. Not difficult. Elisa, thank you. Down go the skeletons, and we get a level for Elisa as a result. We are getting up there with Elisa. 100 Mercedes inside. 5 times what I got out of that treasure chest. All right, back to the main road. So we want to go left or straight forward if you ignored the treasure chest. And down goes the ghoul. Not a difficult enemy at this point. 26 more Mercedes, and let's continue on. So we have to take on another ghoul. Did Meow do 50 points in damage in a single hit? Nicely done, Meow. I underestimated you. All right, what we want to do is head forward for a ways, taking on whatever enemies they throw at me. There's nothing particularly difficult in this dungeon. It's just that it's long. That's the problem. That's the problem around here. But that's kind of been the problem the entire game. There's no one enemy that really stands out as particularly difficult. It's just that you have to take on so many of them, you know? All right, if you want to head forward, take the left here. But we don't want to head forward. We want to take on the dungeon to get treasure chests. Is it going to be worth it? Probably not, but we're going to do it. Forward is left. I'm going to meet you back here eventually. We have to do a lot of backtracking in this dungeon. But we're gonna head forward instead. And we will find ourselves another door, because that left that we passed led to a door. Hey, a level up for Meow as well. Always welcome. Let's continue forward. And yes, the first left here will lead me to another door. And if I go through it, I can go around to another set of stairs that lead up. Did I mention this place is complicated? All right, if you take a right here, and at the end you turn left, there's an empty treasure chest waiting for you. I'm sure it'll explode or stab you, so I would not recommend opening it. Instead, we're gonna make a left and head to another set of stairs. Now here, I almost lost myself for a second there. This place is complicated. There's so many doors. Here, we just want to head straight for a while. There are pits around here. I will say that now. You can actually land right in front of that set of stairs from one of the pits. I will not be showing off the pits. I still do not feel the need to show that off. I get lost enough as it is in here. And another searchlight. I believe I'm full on items now. I'll have to get rid of some of those searchlights. All right, here I do want to make the first left. That will lead me to a treasure chest with 1 Meseta. Totally worth the effort. Totally worth the effort. Flame Lizard shouldn't take too long. After all, I did do my level grinding on these enemies. There, down it goes. I am quite familiar with Flame Lizards, although they do quite a bit of damage and they give me 101 Mesetas each. All right, if you take a left here, at the end will be a pit. I am going to avoid the pit because I don't like pits. They confuse me, and I'm already confused enough as it is. Yeah, could you guys start doing some damage? Thank you. That took a full 2 turns. Usually it doesn't take that. 101 more Mesetas. That's 100 more than I found in the treasure chest. All right, follow this path as it leads you forward. Here, there is a treasure chest. I do not want to open it because it's empty and therefore will do damage to me. So no, that can stay there forever. Head to the end here, though, where we can find a treasure chest. I will open that, and there's a Rogenin, but I can't carry it, so I will drop something. Surprise, surprise, it's gonna be one of those searchlights I picked up. Not worth it for me. All right, that's now a dead end, so we'll turn right and follow the path around again. And here, I will take on Flame Lizard. All right, we dodged the attack. That's what I like to see. Hopefully we can take him out before he gets a full attack in. There we go. No damage done by a Flame Lizard. Things are looking up. Here I do want to turn right after I take on Manticores. Manticore's gone. Let's actually make that right now so that I can take on a Flame Lizard. There's just so many enemies in this game. Like I said, none of them particularly difficult. It's just the combination of them all together that's going to cause my problems. Although I do need to heal Tylon pretty quickly here. We'll get to it eventually. I do have 11 Rogenin, so hopefully that'll work out. Let's head one step forward here and we can find another treasure chest with 100 Mesetas. Still wouldn't say it's worth it at this point. I just got more from a random encounter after all. But seriously, are they just hanging out here? With them gone, we are going to head straight here. Left leads to a dead end, so just go straight and follow this path all the way to the end. We still have not encountered the most difficult enemy that we can encounter around here. I'll let you know who it is if we do ever come across him. For the time being, I'm going to ignore this first right and head down the second right. If you head down that third right, you know, follow the path all the way to the end, it'll lead you to a pit. So don't go that way. Instead, head up here and get a treasure chest filled with 20 Mesetas. Not necessarily worth it. All right, let's now go back and take the first right. And we're going to follow this path all the way around. It's quite long, and there is the most difficult enemy in this dungeon. Well, that we can encounter around here. The Dark Marauder. This guy looks menacing, and he is. I hope he doesn't do that attack. Hits everybody for about 30 damage. Hits everybody for about 30 damage. He doesn't always do that, as you can see. Sometimes he just does a basic attack. I like it when he does that. That was 35. That was 35. And now you see why I needed so many damn Erogenins. I am trying to save at least a little bit of MP. But, jeez, that was not nice. 173 Masade is not worth it when he does 2 of those multi-targeting attacks. I'm gonna heal. And because of that fight, I now have a new strategy that I will be doing. My original plan was to backtrack. Now I'm going to warp out of the dungeon and just start it from scratch. Let's hope I don't encounter any more marauders as we go, because those guys are not nice. And they can do a lot of damage. They can also be an easy fight. If they don't do that attack and they just do their, 13 regular attack damage, that fight is very easy. But if they do the attack that hits everybody for 30, that's when things get difficult. And the encounter rate around here is kind of ridiculous. But we'll head all the way around, opening treasure chests as we go. And eventually we will see a treasure chest. We're gonna open this one to get ourselves a Erogenin. Now, I told you that the end of the path will lead you to a trap. We're one step away from the trap now. I was originally planning to just backtrack from here all the way to the first floor and then going back down through the other side of the dungeon. I have now changed that strategy because we had one enemy do over 60 damage to my entire party. I am going to fall down this pit so that you guys can see what falling down a pit looks like and how confusing it can be, and then I'm just gonna warp out of here. So let's show that off. So there's falling down a pit. Do you guys know where we are? If you don't, I wouldn't recommend falling down a pit. That's just the way that I play. So loot, get me the hell out of here, please. What I'm going to do at this point is I am going to go back to Camity, and then I will meet you inside the dungeon, just inside, at the first stop inside the dungeon, and we will take on the path that will lead us to what we actually are here for. But first, a heal, and probably more Erogenins.